Welcome back to Around the World in a Bowl of Soup with me, Chef Ricky. This week I'm excited to bring to you a recipe for a German goulash soup by George from Das Steinhause. Now, George is using this ingredient that is wonderful, and it's not readily available, and you might be able to find it in some specialty stores or for sure online, so if you need to order it there, you can. It is called Maggi seasoning or Maggi seasoning. And it comes in a couple different formats. The way he's using it is in the liquid form. It's rich and flavorful. It adds tons of umami to soups and recipes, gravies and sauces, pot roast, anything like that. It's a rich, deep, dark brown color. So it is almost similar to soy sauce. And if you can't find that Maggi seasoning, you can use soy sauce. Go ahead. It's not quite the same. It's not quite as rich and salty, but it'll work. It'll work perfectly well for this recipe. Maybe use a little bit more. The other thing that George is using is beef base, but beef base is merely beef bouillon. So if you can't find beef base in the grocery store, although they do have it here and there, usually in the soup aisle, feel free to use beef bouillon or even a nice rich beef stock would work in this recipe as well. So take a look at this. It's a rich, hearty soup, perfect for this time of year.
Hi there, my name is George. I'm the owner of the Steinhause, and today we are going to make a German traditional goulash soup. I started out with 3 gallons of water. At home, you probably have to cut it down to a half a gallon, and I bring this to a small boil. Caramelize my onions. About, probably for you at home, probably about 2 ounces. Then I remove this and add it to the broth. Vegetable wrapped up, bell peppers, green and red, diced carrots, diced potatoes. I'm going to add this a little later to the broth. I also got my beef breast and the glazed with burgundy wine, which we add in a little bit. It's about 10 pounds of beef. At home, you probably need about 2 to 3 pounds for a half to a 1 gallon batch. And here I got my beef base. I'm adding about 10 ounces of beef base to the broth. For your batch at home, smaller batch, about a half gallon, you probably add about 3 ounces. That'll be enough. Now we're gonna put the herb in. It's called mushroom. Maybe about, for you at home, about an ounce. I add a little more because it's a bigger batch. You gotta be constantly stirring the soup so it won't burn. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic. Add all my already prepared beef. I braised this, I glazed it and floured it a little bit so it should thicken up the soup a little bit. I also got adding the diced carrots, fresh carrots. I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of black pepper. We add 1/3 a cup of sweet paprika. You have to make sure you're going to simmer that slowly for about an hour. You don't have to bring it to a boil, just simmer it so all the flavor you get out of the spices you put in. We still are missing diced potatoes. I dice them up and I peel them, and that's one of the main ingredients in the soup: potatoes and beef. I add just a little bit of caraway seed or caraway powder, whatever you got. Actually, this is a very thick stew. And it's more than a soup, it's a stew. It's good in the winter time, and like you see, it's nice and meaty and a lot of vegetables. I also added the bell peppers just now. They're red and green bell peppers. It's diced up to a bite size. Everything is diced up to a bite size, so you don't need a knife to cut the meat. So now we're getting really close to showing you the finished product. I probably have to thicken this up a little bit, just a little bit. Got a little cornstarch. I'm gonna add, and then I add a little burgundy wine. Just about good. It's perfect. And then here's the finished product. I would call this the German chili.